Welcome back to Reddit Confessions and Psychology, the place where we explore real stories from everyday people and dive deep into the human behavior behind them. Today's story is one of those confessions that just makes you stop and think about trust, loyalty, and how fragile relationships can be when difficult conversations are avoided for too long. This one involves a couple who had been together for years, only for one unexpected revelation to shake the very foundation of their relationship. Make sure you stay until the end, because not only are we going to read the full confession, but we'll also break down the psychology behind what happened and why it might be more common than you think. So, grab a cup of coffee or tea, settle in, and let's dive into this emotional story. All right, here we go. Let's hear the full confession first, exactly as it was shared online. I don't really know where else to post this, but I feel like I need to get it off my chest. I'm a 29-year-old woman, and I've been with my boyfriend, who's now 31, for almost 8 years. We met in college, moved in together a couple of years after graduation, and I thought we had a strong, honest, and stable relationship. 2 weeks ago, we had one of those deep late-night conversations about the future, marriage, kids, all of that. He's usually a little guarded when it comes to emotions, but he suddenly opened up about something that shook me to my core. He told me word for word, "I love you, but I can see myself cheating one day, not because of anything you've done, but because I know myself and how I am when I get bored." I thought I misheard him at first. I actually laughed, thinking he was joking in some weird, dark way, but he doubled down. He said he didn't want to cheat and doesn't plan to, but he just knows how he tends to handle long-term situations. He gets restless, distracted, and, as he put it, looks for new excitement. I sat there frozen, because honestly, what do you even say to that? I asked if he was currently seeing someone, and he swore that he wasn't, and I do believe him. But he also made it clear he couldn't promise that would never change in the future. It's like he wanted to be honest with me, so I'd be prepared if it ever happened. He said it's better than lying or blindsiding me one day. But honestly, it felt like he was planting a seed, like giving himself permission to hurt me later, and I can't get past it. I've been staying with my sister since then, because I can't even look at him the same way. We haven't officially broken up, but every time he texts me, asking when I'm coming home, all I feel is fear that I'm choosing someone who's already imagining betraying me. I thought honesty was everything in a relationship, but what do you do when the truth is a ticking time bomb? I love him, I really do. But this feels like emotional Russian roulette, and I don't know if I can ever unhear what he said. Let's just pause for a moment and let that sink in. Imagine being with someone for 8 years, thinking you're building a life together, only to hear them say they see themselves cheating in the future. Not that they want to, but that they expect to. This isn't like catching someone red-handed or finding secret messages. This is them openly admitting that loyalty might not be sustainable for them in the long run. And in some ways, that's almost worse, isn't it? Because now you're left constantly wondering if every kiss, every moment together, is temporary, if there's an expiration date you can't see. It's heartbreaking because the honesty, while brutal, puts you in an impossible situation. How do you trust someone after they literally tell you not to? And yet, there's another side to this. The boyfriend wasn't necessarily saying, "I want to hurt you." He was confessing his own fear of commitment and self-sabotage. It's a glimpse into how some people can be terrified of long-term relationships, even when they're happy in them. So why would someone even say something like this? Here's the thing about our minds. Some people have what psychologists call an avoidant attachment style. These are people who often crave closeness, but feel trapped or overwhelmed when things get too serious. When life becomes predictable or routine, instead of working through that feeling, they look for escape routes, sometimes in the form of new excitement, even at the cost of someone they love. His confession might have been an attempt to control the narrative. In other words, if I tell you now that I might cheat, then if it happens, I can say I warned you. It's like he's protecting himself from guilt while transferring the burden of anxiety onto his partner. This kind of thinking also ties into self-fulfilling prophecies. When someone believes they're destined to mess up or hurt someone, they often subconsciously act in ways that make it come true. They might avoid vulnerability, pull back emotionally, or even test boundaries, all because deep down, they don't believe they can maintain loyalty. And for the person on the receiving end, like our Reddit poster, it creates betrayal trauma, even before any actual betrayal has happened. Her trust was broken by the idea of future infidelity. That's powerful, because our brains react to threats almost the same way as they react to events. Just hearing that someone might hurt you can trigger the same anxiety and emotional pain as being hurt in the moment. We also need to talk about honesty versus responsibility. Being honest is a good thing, but honesty doesn't automatically absolve you from the consequences of what you say. You can't say, "Hey, I might break your heart one day, just giving you a heads up," and expect everything to be okay. That's like telling someone, "I might drop this priceless vase, just warning you so you don't get mad later," while still holding it carelessly over the edge of the table. So, what should someone do in this situation? It depends on their boundaries. If loyalty and commitment are non-negotiable, which, for most people, they are, then hearing something like this is a deal breaker. On the flip side, this might also be a wake-up call for the boyfriend to seek therapy or explore why he's so afraid of long-term stability. Sometimes, people who say they might cheat aren't bad people. They're scared, insecure, or trying to sabotage happiness before they feel it can be taken away. So what do you think? If someone you loved told you they might cheat one day, would you walk away immediately? Or would you try to work through it and see if honesty like that could save the relationship? And here's another thought. Do you think some people are just not wired for monogamy? Or is it something you can work on and grow out of? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear how you'd handle something like this. Thanks so much for watching Reddit Confessions and Psychology. If you found this story eye-opening, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the human mind. Until next time, take care of yourselves and your hearts, because sometimes honesty can hurt as much as lies.